Hi everyone! In the last video, we discussed the effectiveness of the Constitution at protecting rights. Continuing from this conversation, I'm going to share a sample answer with you. In 2012, the final 10-mark question in the Legal Studies exam was on this very topic. Rights in Australia are well protected by the Commonwealth Constitution, in part because of Section 128 of the Constitution. Discuss the extent to which you agree or disagree with the above statement. In your answer, explain the significance of one High Court case you have studied related to the constitutional protections of rights in Australia. You need to do 4 things within this question. Firstly, because the question asks you to agree or disagree with the statement, you have to give an overall opinion. Secondly, you have to discuss how well the Constitution protects rights. That means you need to look at both sides of the argument with relatively equal weight. Generally, you would discuss a strength, then a weakness, then a strength and a weakness, and so on. You can, however, change this structure up a little if it makes sense to the flow of your argument. Third, you need to make reference to and discuss Section 128 of the Constitution. Finally, you have to name a High Court case and discuss its significance to constitutional protection. You should give your overall opinion first, and then you can complete steps 2 to 4 in any order you like. Here's my answer. While the Constitution is generally effective at protecting the rights within it, the lack of a comprehensive Bill of Rights means that there are huge limitations on what rights are actually being protected. Section 128, which outlines the referendum process as the only way of changing the written words of the Constitution, protects existing rights well because of the complicated and hard-to-achieve nature of the process. However, the difficulty of the referendum process also has a detrimental impact on rights protection in Australia, because it means that rights are seldom added, leading to a huge void in rights protection in Australia. Fortunately, the rights that are protected are fully enforceable. This means that if a parliament passes an act that contravenes a constitutional right, the High Court can make the law invalid. This prevents Parliament from having too much power over the people they govern. Yet, there is no comprehensive list of rights within the Constitution, which only outlines 5 express rights. Furthermore, most of these rights could not be considered fundamental human rights, and they are limited in scope. For example, Section 92 is an economic right, guaranteeing free trade between states, and Section 80, which seemingly guarantees the right to a jury, only actually applies to indictable offences against the Commonwealth. Structural protections help to fill this gap. By structuring our legal system to include the separation of powers, responsible government, and representative government, the Constitution protects the people from a corrupt government. The Roach case, which was decided in the High Court, showed that the right to vote was implied within the structural protection of representative government. The High Court is the sole body with the ability to give meaning to the words of the Constitution. Their ability to clarify wording and imply rights is an alternative way of expanding the rights covered in the Constitution. However, the High Court is responsive. It has to wait for a relevant case to come before it, and therefore cannot fill the void in constitutional rights protection. Have a go at your own answer. Remember, one of the best ways to prepare for 10-mark questions is to complete practice questions. If you're finding it hard to deal with VCE, check out the Engage Wiki, or you can check out one of our next videos. They're both ace.